Well, Vincent, we're in the middle of a long-running takeover battle involving Elan, the Ireland-based pharmaceutical group. Plenty of twists and turns this week. Where are we now?
Well, we're actually very near the end of this takeover saga, it would appear. Shareholders of Elan have voted on 4 particular transactions that Elan has carried out or intends to carry out in recent weeks. And on Monday, the votes will be counted, so we'll know whether they back them or not. If the investors reject all 4, then the takeover bid from Royalty Pharma goes ahead. But if they approve even one of them, it lapses. So I think on Monday we'll have a very clear idea of whether Royalty is going to be able to buy Elan or not.
And what do you think is the choice facing Elan shareholders? What do you think they ought to be doing?
Well, I mean, first of all, anybody sort of looking at this from 36,000 feet might be forgiven for thinking that it has something to do with the pharma industry. In fact, this is, Royalty buying Elan has nothing to do with pharma, because neither of them makes drugs anymore. Royalty is a private equity company that invests in drug royalties, and Elan used to be a drug maker, but is no longer, because it has sold all its operating divisions and is now a sort of cash shell with a royalty stream attached. So it's the financial transaction, basically. And I think that explains in part why it's become a very bitter takeover battle. But I think it also confuses issues. And investors need to be very clear that there are, the stakes are very high for a start, because the Elan's share price has risen quite sharply on the back of this takeover attempt. And if the takeover isn't going to happen, it may very well fall back.
And if the takeover doesn't happen, as you say, we may see a share price fall, but where does that leave Elan strategically?
Well, I think it all depends, obviously, on whether its investors back its acquisition plans, which have been announced in the last few weeks. It's buying essentially royalty streams from other drug companies. And, I think a lot of analysts regard the acquisitions as very pricey, but Elan has asked investors to approve them. If that happens, then obviously it will go ahead and make the acquisitions. If investors do not back them, I think that Elan is at a total crossroads, and whether there's a plan B or not, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, the power, I guess, as it should be, is with the shareholders, and all eyes will be on that vote on Monday. Vincent, thank you very much.